Hey guys, welcome to a whiteboard video here where I actually talk about where on earth I got this idea from 60 designs a day for Redbubble and why I actually do it. So it's really actually pretty simple. When I was first getting into Redbubble, playing around, not really being too serious, over a long period of time I had accumulated a lot of designs. And I looked at other people who are on Merch by Amazon. I looked at myself at the time, even being on Merch by Amazon, and I looked at the privilege that sellers get on Merch by Amazon. And there was a privilege that sellers got. And the better you got at Merch by Amazon, the more sales you acquired, essentially the more respect that you got in Merch by Amazon's eyes, the more merch you were able to sell or create on a daily basis. You would have these tiers that would cap you on the number of designs that you could create on a daily basis and the number of pieces that you could create, period, total. And if you were capped out, you were capped out, right? Now, with that being said, I thought to myself and I said, Merch by Amazon, or the company Amazon, is limiting their sellers the privilege of selling on the platform, meaning they've made it a complete privilege. It's not something that's a right. If you're a seller on there are only some sellers who have a maximum of 10 things that they could sell on the platform. There's other sellers who can sell 100 different things. There's also other sellers who can sell 100,000 different things. So I said to myself, well, what if you can go to a platform that doesn't necessarily put a limit on you in that kind of way? What if you can sell as much as you can? Well, there was a platform, hence Redbubble, that's why we're making this video, that said you can make 60 designs a day, but you can sell, and you have no cap, at as many units or designs as you want. So if you want to have a store with 65,000 designs on it, you can do that. Well, I thought, wow, that's actually pretty cool, pretty nice blessing. And then I kind of, got in and out of Redbubble. You guys know how it was, way before I even started talking about Redbubble. But then I started thinking to myself, if I'm doing 14 designs a day, then another day I'm doing 7 designs, then another day I'm doing 15 designs, then another day I'm doing 4 designs, then maybe some days I get busy, so 0 designs, 0 designs, 0 designs, then maybe I sit down and I create 9 designs. All these days, like let's say in a period of a week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in 7 days, let's just whip out the calculator, 14 plus 7 plus 15 plus 4 plus 0. I've created, 40 designs? So 40 designs I created in a period of 7 days. But yet the daily limit is 60. I could have done 1 day's worth of work, or 1 day's work, a whole week's worth of work in a day. In fact, I could have done a whole week and a half's worth of work in a day. So my point is what I'm trying to say is I realized that I was squandering my own opportunities. And that's why I said, instead of wasting this blessing that we call Redbubble, this opportunity, why don't I treat it like the gift it is and take full advantage? And so that's where I started to get into 60 designs a day. That's where I started doing it behind the scenes. I didn't talk to anybody about it, didn't tell anybody about it. And I started noticing that my sales started to slowly go up. It wasn't like this. It wasn't astronomical returns. It wasn't crazy in the beginning. Mind you, my skill level wasn't where it is today. The courses didn't exist. The Redbubble tag course, the Redbubble, all this stuff didn't exist at the time. This was way before that, way before I even talked about it on YouTube. But I realized that sales started to go up. And just by sheer quantity, sales would go up. But then I realized as I started doing more, my skills went up. And this is really what solidified the whole concept for me. I remembered to back in the day when I would listen to interviews while I was working. And Elon Musk was an interview that I was listening to. He was on the interview. And somebody said, like, why do you work so hard or something like that? And he basically said he works double time because while his competitors are working a regular 40-hour work week, he's doing double that. So in a year, he can do what they would do in 2 years. So he's doing 1 year's worth of work, 1 year of span time, and he's getting that amount of work done in 3 years, 2 years. Well, excuse me, he's getting done 2 years worth of work in a year. So he's essentially time traveling in a way. I mean, I know I'm exaggerating here, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. But I used to do the exact same thing, and it wasn't in print on demand. This was way before I had my acquisition. This is way before, essentially, I got soft, really, to be 100% honest with you, because money does that to you. Once you make a good amount of money, you get a little bit soft. So, at least for some people, I know for me, it definitely happened. I'm not the same, killer instinct that I used to have. But when I was first getting into business, it wouldn't be weird for me to do 16 hours of work, 20 hours of work in one day. It wouldn't be something crazy or unbelievable to do. That was my normal day. And I've talked about this before in previous videos, but that was normal. And I would do that 20 hours of work in a day where other people would take them a whole week to complete the amount of work that I completed. Sometimes a few days to complete the amount of work I completed. I would be days ahead of schedule. And so when I stack day upon day upon day of wins over a period of a year, I've done what other people did in 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, 4 years, right? Depending on the speed of other people. Well, I took the same notion with Redbubble. I said majority of people on Redbubble, 80% don't make money. Isn't that a weird statistic? That 80% of sellers on Redbubble don't make a single dollar. Isn't that insane to think about? Now, out of those 80%, right, most of them have 30 designs or less. 30 designs or less, okay? Now, hopefully it's not the people who are watching this YouTube video, because if you're watching this YouTube video, boost your designs up. But 30 designs or less. Now, people who have 300 designs or less have made money, but not more than $100 in a month. So monthly, they don't make more than $100. So I thought to myself, well, 300 is that barrier to entry. 300 designs. Well, I have more than 300 designs, but how long could it take me to create 300 designs? So I did the math. 300 divided by 60, right? Because I want to get 300 designs, and I could do 60 per day. That's 5 days. So every 5 days, I can be breaking barriers that my competitors would never dream to achieve. You got to remember, 80% are doing 30 designs total. Not even a day, not a week, not a year, total. They create their little 20 designs, 10 designs, 40, whatever it is, that's less than 30, and then they just walk away from the platform, and they hope that they make money, right? Then when they get the sale, ironically enough, they go back and they create more and more and more, and it could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, and then they have less than 300. It could be 190 designs, 270, whatever, but they're still making less than $100 a month. So I said I could do what people do in years in 1 week. And I could do what people do in months, weeks, in a day. And that's exactly what I did. And I stuck to that, and I'm still sticking to that. And hopefully by the end of this year is over, I'll be making enough money to where I don't have to do it anymore. But you get what I'm trying to say here. You can do, and this is exactly why I do it, is because I can do work that other people would take them years to do in a year. The amount of work that I do in a year, people could take them 20, 30 years to complete. And that's the truth. With Redbubble, based on the numbers, I'm just telling you guys, at the end of this month is over, we will have, God willing, when everything's all done, the power's, hopefully, because I said this before, but if the power is on, I'm working. I'm putting up designs. 30,000 designs. We're going to have this, by the end of this month, we're going to have more than 30,000 designs. We're going to cross that threshold. Think about how many people out there on Redbubble have more than that. I don't think there's many. There are people, but there's not many. It's very rare. My point is that do what other people aren't willing to do to have what other people have dreamed of having. Point blank, period. I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully this video is relatively inspirational. And thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.